Relationships. These days, wherever you look, that's all you see. I don't know if it's just me, but it seems like everywhere I turn to, there's either someone talking about relationships or posting about their relationship or giving advice about relationships and marriage in general. It could be tiring sometimes. And don't get me wrong, I really do think relationships can be such a beautiful thing. But I don't subscribe to the idea of pressuring people to be in one because you think they should.
There is a way society subconsciously ascribes a form of desirability to our relationship status. I've heard a lot of people talk about how, ironically, it was after they got into a relationship that they started to receive multiple advances from potential suitors. So it seems like when you're in a relationship, you are desirable, and when you're not, well, and don't get me started on how they always talk about singleness like is this plague or stigma or something that you would not want to be associated with. If I can change my mind. And I feel that because of all of this, a lot of people enter relationships just to prove to others and not even themselves that they are in fact desirable and worthy of being loved. And of course, there's the part of people getting into one simply because that is what society expects from them at a certain age or stage in their lives. And if you don't get into one fast enough, it means that there is something wrong with you. And let's not deny the fact that society does favor those that are married or in a stable relationship as opposed to their single counterparts. I'm not saying that's right or wrong, but it's just the fact. My friend and I were discussing some months ago how that, especially for us females in this part of the world, what society expects from us after we get our degree is to get married or at least get into a relationship. And it's always so hilarious because when we're in school, everyone tells you, face your books. Don't allow any boy to deceive you with sweet words. And boom, we get our degree and where is your husband? And so in a bid to stop the incessant questions and concerns from others, many people get into a relationship or even get married to someone they know they shouldn't be with.
So just to give a bit more context to this, I graduated from college a couple weeks ago and literally by the next day, two of my course mates, like two different people, were already engaged. One of them has even done like our old marriage introduction and everything. And that's not even all. So many people that I met while I was a freshman on campus are now married, some of them with kids. And I know at least two people that I graduated with from high school that are now married. And I can only expect that it's only going to get more rampant. So I feel like from now, it won't be so easy to run away from the whole relationship and marriage talk anymore. From friends, family, and even social media. So in other words, the pressure is getting worse. However, I've never been one to be pressured and do something simply because everyone else is doing it. In fact, I like to go against the current and do the exact opposite, but not like in a rebellious way. I don't just like doing things simply because that is what everyone else is doing. But as I'm growing older, I'm entering into a new phase of life that I have never been in before. And it's a little bit different when those that used to warn you not to enter a relationship are now dropping subtle hints that you should. I've been reflecting a lot on this lately, and in my reflections, I've been reminding myself of some salient truths that should guide me until I think it's time for me to take that step. 1. Don't expect your partner to fix you.
I feel a lot of people have a wrong perception of what it means to be in a relationship. They believe that entering into a relationship is going to take all their woes and all their pains and all their sufferings. But if you feel lonely before entering a relationship, you most likely will still feel lonely even after you enter it.
There is an art of being alone that we need to learn. Being able to enjoy your own space, to enjoy your own company, to be at ease with who you are as a person. And I think this actually comes easier for some people than others because some of us are really fine and in fact enjoy our own space, but I also understand that for some people, it takes an intentional decision to be at ease with themselves alone. I see a relationship or marriage as two individuals who are completing themselves coming together. So it's not one half and another half looking to get each other fixed by the other person, but you being complete and secure in yourself as a person, and I am also complete and secure in myself as a person, and then we are coming together to complement each other. So it's not like I'm saying that you can't get better from positive traits from your partner rubbing off on you, but I also believe we should go into a relationship with the mindset of serving this person and not just expecting them to serve us, because really a relationship can only thrive when both individuals have the mindset of, oh, I'm going to serve this person. So it's like we're both looking out for each other's interests. And so that's why if you're going into a relationship majorly because of what you want them to do for you, or that void in you that you want them to fill, no matter what they do, it will never be enough. 2. It's okay to take your time.
Why you like that? Try to let it go, you bring me right back. Should I let it go or should I fight back? Should I let it go or should I fight back? Should I fight back?
A preacher I know would say, a relationship is not a hobby. If you are bored, go learn swimming or baking or dancing or something else. Relationships take too much work for you to enter based on vibes or assumptions.
I feel like there's a deep level of vulnerability that you can only experience with your romantic partner. And no, I'm not even talking about physical intimacy. And I'm not also saying you can't be vulnerable in the other relationships you have, but there is just a level of openness you can have with them, because of course you have the mindset of this is the person I plan to get married to and spend the rest of my life with. But when you view relationships as a means just to catch fun with someone new or to just see how it goes, you will most likely only build superficial relationship. Because if you have a casual approach to dating people, then you will only be dating them for something like how they look or how they dress or how much money they have. I feel like there is a level of sacredness that we should give to the concept of being in a relationship, even more so if you're a believer. It should be towards the intent of marriage. And something like that should not be done in a whim. And no one should make you feel guilty for taking your time or being intentional in choosing the person that you're planning to spend the rest of your life with. 3. Friendships are important too.
Sometimes the thrill we're even trying to derive from romantic relationships is something we can easily get from our friendships. Because when you do get into a relationship, your friends are not going to, or at least should not, vanish out of your life. Besides, your partner won't be with you 24/7. There will always still be a place for healthy, fulfilling friendships. Now, I'm not anti-relationships. I'm not even trying to suggest that those that are single are better than those in a relationship. But I just want you to know that it is very okay to not be in one, and you shouldn't feel less of yourself simply because you don't have a romantic partner. So I'm learning to be more secure in who I am as a person, in the fact that I am loved by God, and to find joy in all the other relationships I have in my life right now, so that when or if I do enter a relationship, it will be for the right reasons, not in haste, not from loneliness, not to prove something to others, and definitely not to fill a void that only God can fill.